Let's talk food labels for a second. My name is Leslie Urbis. I am a registered dietitian, personal trainer, and coach here to kick you into some serious shape. But I want to give you some tips first. A food label is important, but analyzing the food label depends on what food you have. You can't use the same analytical process to look at a meat product, a grain product, a fruit, a vegetable, a fat. You can't really digest the label 100% the same way each time because each food is in and of itself a different type of food. So I'm gonna go over a couple things that I care about on a label that you know, but it may not be relevant to the product that you're using. So we're talking about a grain here. These are crackers. I don't care that they're wheat thins or anything like that. I'm not supporting Nabisco or any of the above. I only care that I'm using the food label, okay? I don't have too many because I take things out of boxes. But what I care about when you're looking at a food label is, one, how many servings are in the container and how many pieces you get. So it tells you there are 14 servings in the container and there's 16 pieces. So if I ate this whole container worth 120 calories, I would have to times that by 14. 120 times 14 is how much this whole box is worth. Why is that important? Because whatever product you get may be a little tiny bag and it could still be 2 or 3 servings. And that's important because that can crush your day. Like a Panera Bread bagel is 4 servings of carbs, but we count that as one item, one food. Wrap your brain around that. That's 4 servings of carbs, okay? And while my 18-week pregnant person self is thinking, I love carbs, I don't need to be eating 4 servings in one sitting, okay? So even I should not eat the whole bagel, okay? But that's important to understand. Your label tells you that. The next thing I really want you to pull out the stops for is the total fat not being a lot from saturated and trans. So our total fat in this is 3.5. Our saturated and trans fat is 0.5 total. So the other 3 grams of fat are coming from the good fats. We're not going to get into what a good fat is. I've done a couple of things on that. But the majority of your fat should come from the other fats, not saturated, not trans. It should come from the other fats, which are good fats. So the majority of the fat in this product is coming from a good fat. So check, okay? The next thing I care about that you really look at is where it says includes 4 grams of added sugars. Sugars are not the death of you, okay? You can eat carbs and you can survive. You can eat fruit and you can survive. You don't have to go keto. You don't have to lose all of the foods that make your day 100% better and keep your brain functioning and you happy. You have to pay attention to the added sugars. The more added sugars, the more health issues we get. Now, what's a good number of added sugars? I really like for them to be under 10, under 7 if possible, but that's hard to do sometimes. Like fruit snacks, probably gonna have more added sugars than that. Candy, always gonna have more added sugars than that. You have to think, the more natural the product, the less added sugars it has. The more we milk it and play with it, the more added sugars it's gonna have. So people that are paying attention to processed are probably paying attention to that, okay? Now, the next thing I really care about is really your ingredients. And I'm not gonna break down the ingredients of this because this is where it gets fuzzy. Like, the ingredients matters on what product you're looking at. Like, what goes into meat is different than what goes into a grain, is different than what goes into a snack, is different than what goes into a fat, is different than what goes into, and here's the biggest deal. When you're looking at the label, how are you supposed to really know what is healthy? When the news tells you one thing, your best friend tells you another, the person following this diet tells you something else, the person following that diet tells you something else, and you're like, I don't know, I just want to eat food and not feel bad or guilty or want to run away every time I want to eat, right? So it becomes super complicated for you to actually be able to take that information in, and you're like, oh, I don't know what to do. and then the anxiety overwhelms you and you go to the grocery store and you have no idea what to do, and then there's all this new food that's on the end cap that's like, eat me because I have this, or eat me because I have that, or eat me because I'm on sale, or it's like brain overload. So I want to ask you this. When you go to the doctor and you have a cold, do you go to the doctor and say, okay, I think I have this cold because of these symptoms and I want this medication, and the doctor says, okay? Really? Does anybody do that? I mean, you might go with what you think you have, and the doctor will confirm or deny that, but they're still going to run their tests and then give you what they think, right? Which is how it goes. So why in the world are we struggling out there like, I don't know what to eat, when there are professionals like myself that are here to help you lose the struggle? Like, why do we have to invent our own diets and follow our own diets and be able to, like, go step A to B to C to D to E to F, read a book and then be fully able to follow a diet without any questions, Like, having a coach and having someone that understands all of this mumbo jumbo on every single label and being able to give you the advice that you deserve is super helpful, right? Because no one wants anxiety when they go to the grocery store. No one wants to not know what they're doing. Everybody wants to understand a label. And what better way to arm yourself for life than to understand what you're eating? So that way, from here on out, you never have to question. When Sally's like, oh my God, my friend is trying this whole new diet. It's gluten-free. You should try it. You can be like, no, Sally, I understand what gluten is, and I don't have to go on a gluten-free diet, but thank you, I am doing well on my own. Or when Bill says, I lost 90 pounds following a keto diet, you can be like, Bill, I understand that keto diet worked for you, but I enjoy my carbs and my fruit, and I know how to read my labels, and I know what I'm doing. I've got a plan made for me, and I'm sticking to it. But thank you so much for your information. I don't know why I went country accent on those, if those were even country accents. Just trying to change my voice. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you know that you deserve the knowledge, so that way you can stop living and breathing into the fad. And I hope that was a little bit helpful. Let me know what you pulled from that. Comment below, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.